How's it going, Talk Forest TV? My name is Jack and welcome to my preview for the Huddersfield Town game taking place at the City Ground tomorrow. So obviously the last time we played Huddersfield was obviously the Kirklees earlier on in the season, where we lost 1-0, Fraser Campbell scoring a volley, and yeah, it was part of that sort of awful start to the season where we couldn't score for the life of us and we were losing game after game, so I think that might have been one of Sabry's last games, maybe second to last. Can't quite remember off the top of my head, but yeah, we've come a long way from then. Obviously we're right near the end of the season now, and we've really come on leaps and bounds, definitely from that game. I think you look at that game and Cyrus Christie first off was horrendous, and now he's probably one of the best players that we've got at the club on current form. He's been absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I read somewhere that a win would confirm our safety, which is fantastic to see. And then we can look forward to next season. I think if you look at next season, it could be a really good campaign for the Forest, for the Reds. You look at how well Brennan Johnson's doing out on loan. You got to get him in and get him involved. The link up you could have with Myton could be just... I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Getting Carvalho from Almeria, get him in the starting 11. It's gonna be so fun to watch. Such a fun thing to watch. I really can't wait. I think it's going to be really good, and I'd love to see us confirm safety. And then you see Derby, who at the minute, as I'm recording this, I think I 1-1 at Ewood Park with Blackburn, who obviously we beat both times we faced them. So yeah, if they go down, that'll be the funniest thing I think I've seen in a long time. It'll cheer me up big time. No end from the end of last season, pardon me. But yeah, I think in terms of this one, I do think we'll win. Obviously Carlos Corberán came in and he brought this really nice high energy passing kind of game like you see with Bielsa, but couldn't really pull it off with the players that they've got. And they've got some decent players within their ranks, but when you've got players like Adama Diakhaby, who we know all too well, it's not looking great for you. But I think a couple of seasons, maybe a couple of transfer windows, and Corberán could really have something decent going on at is it the John Smiths? Is that what they're called? I know it's the Kirklees on FIFA, but yeah, I don't know if their official name is the John Smiths Stadium. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a really sort of interesting one to see how the game pans out. I've not watched. I can't say I've watched too much of Huddersfield, but I know they're down around about the same sort of position as us. So it could be an interesting one. I mean, the Championship can throw out whatever it wants to throw out. You could see. You look at last season, the end of last season, like I was mentioning early on, Barnsley needed a win to stay up, Brentford needed a win, I think it was to go up automatically, and Barnsley won, so yeah, it's such a crazy league, and we know all too well as Forest fans that anything can happen. But I think in this one we should get the win. I think I feel quite confident. It's a shame I'm not going to be able to watch it because I'm busy all day tomorrow, and I was really hoping, all day, I'd say until about 4:30, I was really hoping that due to the unfortunate passing of Prince Philip, that the games will be pushed back until about 5:30 sort of kick-off, but it was earlier, which is a little bit annoying, but you can't really help it. It's for a reasonable excuse, a very good enough excuse, But I digress. I think in terms of this one, if you look at the starting 11, I don't see a reason why anything should really be changed. Maybe start Cafu off the first whistle rather than bringing him off the bench, play him alongside Garner. I think, that would be really, really beneficial, because I know Yates is a good player, but he can... I think you need somebody who can get on the ball and someone who can progress the ball. That's something that I've seen a lot of Forest fans highlighting, that we need someone who can get on the ball and progress it. And I know Garner can do so, but it's very unlikely that he'll be back next season. So if we can get Cafu on the ball now, get him used to being that ball progressor, that player who pushes it through the lines and really just tries to go past their midfield block, it could be what we need. Yates is a good player, don't get me wrong. He's quite a physical player, and technically he's not bad, but that's not his bag. And for someone like Cafu, who we thought was going to come in and be a DM, that's what everyone thought. And there was a lot of people who weren't very happy with the swap deal. But he's been really good. And when you see him on the ball, on the little flicks and tricks and outside of the foot passes he pulls off, you know, you kind of might need that against a team in Huddersfield who, you know, who, I don't know if did they sit back. I know that under Corban at the start of his reign, he liked, like I said, high possession, and maybe that could be what we need. Someone like a Cafu on the ball to try and break their press and get his way out of the danger, as well as I'm sure Garner would be able to do that. He could do it with his eyes shut. The man's unbelievable. It's such a shame that Manchester United aren't very keen on letting us have him. I know that they said at the last resort they would let him go on loan to a Championship side, but they want him to try and go abroad, like I guess following the footsteps of the likes of Jude Bellingham and do well in Germany, or they want him to go to the Premiership. And I was thinking about this the other day when I was at work. There's about half the teams in the Premiership who he would start for. You know, you look at the likes of Crystal Palace, you look at the likes of West Brom, he would start for them every day of the week. Southampton, he might get a shot. Maybe, I don't know about Everton, that might be a bit pushing it a little bit too high. But, you know, Brighton, definitely. You know, all those sorts of teams. Burnley, would he get in their side? I don't know if he's their right mould of player, but you could look at least 5, 6, maybe 7 Premiership sides and say he could slot into their midfield. Newcastle, you know, and to have him for the half the season we've had him has been, superb. It's a bit like the predicament I guess you could see Brennan Johnson being in at Lincoln, where like he's been so good for them, but their fans will just know he's not going to come back because he's just ready-made to slot into our side, and that's just what we want. Our young players who can come through, actually getting chance in the first team, rather than players like Arter and Colback who they've got the experience but they haven't really got the technical ability anymore that they once had, which is a shame. But yeah, in terms of the lineup, like I say, the only change for me really, I'd take Yates out and bring in Cafu, and maybe drop Knockout and bring in Amiobi. It's an interesting one with Knockout. I might talk about that in another video. I'm not too convinced on the signing. I did think that he would be a really good signing around the Wickham game, that sort of time when we were doing really well. But his attitude has just been... It's been so poor since the Watford game, and yeah, it's a shame to see because he's got the quality, but you know, there's a lot of players like that. Look at Abel Tarapt and Mario Balotelli. They've got attitude problems which has prevented them from becoming that player that everyone thought they would be. So if I look at the scoreline, I'm going to go with I'm going to say 2-0 Nottingham Forest with Amiobi, who I'll put in for Knockout, getting on the score sheet, as well as Krovinovic. So yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 to Nottingham Forest in that one. So yeah, don't be afraid to put your predictions down in the comment section down below, who you think will start and who you think should be dropped. And yeah, hopefully we can get the 3 points. So come on, you're ready. Let's get that 100% secure safety, if that is true, what I've read. My voice was going there. But yeah, like I say, 2-0 Forest. If you did enjoy it, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and come on, you Reds.